Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name's Louise and this is Louise's Lifestyle. Thank you for joining me. So this afternoon I've got some lovely exotic fruit to share with you, the viewers. Well, virtually share. I won't be actually giving you any fruit, but excited to have some fruit that I've never actually tasted before. I have grown it, well, not me personally grown. I was given a seedling plant years ago and I did manage to grow it, but having actually tasted the fruit, no, I've never had the fruit itself. So I've managed to buy that today. I've got some other fruits to share with you. I bought them from one lot of fruit came from the Bangladeshi grocers and the second lot came from APNA. See if I put a clip in here showing you the viewers what I was browsing. There won't be any sound, but you can see what I was looking at, what variety of fruits and vegetables we had on APNA. So let's get to showing the first lot of fruit, which as I say, I've never had before, tasted before. And these in here are Sisgum cumini, or jamun fruit, or kalo jam as they call it in Bengali, and very short season for fruiting between May and in Bangladesh I think it starts at the end of May through to June. And this was in fact the last box in APNA supermarket. I went a few weeks ago and they were £12.99 a kg. They've come down in price to £10.99, and this was in fact the last box, so I just took it. I thought I'm not going to be able to find it anywhere else. I did go to the Bangladeshi grocers before I went to APNA and they didn't have any left at all, so they go very quickly. And I'll just I'll take the little ties off. Just take the ties, snip that off. Hope they're in good condition. And that is what the fruit looks like. So I'd say there's about a kg in there. They're just a little bit past their best, I think. So I think that's why they've reduced the price to them. And what I'm going to do is I'll wash, because you don't know where they've been. I'll wash a couple and I'll come back and try one. Right, so washed a couple. A bit like a grape in the texture. But definitely acidic, not 100% sweet. Now, I don't know if that's how it should be. They appear to be ripe. Not unpleasant. Quite a big stone in the middle, and those of you who watch my channel know exactly what's going to happen to that seed or stone. Yes, I will be trying to plant it and hopefully I can get some to germinate. Try another one. Oh gosh, look at the colour on that. And this is sweet. For that one, the one that I've just tried, mustn't have been ripe, because the colour was definitely paler. Look how deep the colour is on that. Lovely purple. Not very sweet, but sweet. A kind of a grape texture, but not tangy. Not tangy like a grape. Interestingly, the seed covering is green. I was expecting it to be brown. I don't know if that's the norm. That's what they're supposed to look like. Oops, dropped it in there. But there's plenty in there to get through. This is apparently one of my husband's favourite fruits, and tells a story about when he was young to my kids, that he was always getting into trouble, and he climbed jamun, or what they call it, kalojam, gat meaning tree, as a child, and he sat up in this tree munching away, and then somehow he fell and he hurt himself, and he went home. He must have banged his head. He went home and he started to throw up, and when he was throwing up, it was all red that was coming out. And so his parents were alarmed. He didn't say what he'd been up to, because it was in a neighbour's tree. It wasn't their own tree, and pinching their jamun fruits. And so he didn't mention that to them and called the doctor, and the doctor sort of looked over what, you know, he'd thrown up, and then he said, what tree was it that you were in when you fell? So what? And then the story came out that yes, he'd been eating these. So the doctor told his parents that not to worry, it's just the fruit, there's not blood. And they were really relieved. They were angry as well at the same time, but they were relieved that it was nothing serious. So yeah, plenty of jamun fruit, and yeah, that's the first time tasting it. As I say, I have grown, well, technically I nurtured a Syzygium cumini. There was actually a few saplings in one tub, and it was my sister-in-law, my brother's wife, who had the fruit. I might have had tasted the fruit many decades ago, I really don't remember, but she planted them, and she had too many, and she gave me this tub and said, here, take them, because she had so many. She must have eaten them and just stuck them in pots, and they all popped up. So I had a plant for years. Well, I took from a seedling, and I grew it into quite a decent size, and I don't know why it died off, but it's pretty big, quite a thick trunk on it as well. But yeah, so let's see if I can get some of these to grow. If anybody's interested in trying a couple of these, I might be able to post out. I don't know what condition they'll arrive in. If anybody has never tried them and they would like to try this fruit, obviously in the UK, I couldn't be posting them abroad, might be able to send a couple out. Add your comments in the comment box below if you'd be interested, and I could try and post a couple of these berries out to you. Right, so that's the jamun fruit. Put that to one side. The second is, I have had one of these before. This is an Atamoya. It was labelled Sitafol. So in Bengali and in Hindi, I think they call these atta. Not these, they call Cherimoya atta. And they're the smooth ones. So you get Cherimoyas with a smooth skin, but it has like a fake scale pattern on them. And this one actually is more three-dimensional, the bumps on it. So, you know, it's a bumpy skin. And apparently this is a hybrid between, I can't remember now, a Cherimoya and another fruit. So it's a hybrid of two types of custard apple, and this is the result of it. So I've never grown one of these. I think a couple of years ago I did get one of these fruits and tried to grow them from seed. Seeds are very similar, and I know what it looks like inside. So I'm not going to cut it open. I think it could do with ripening up a little bit. It's a little bit green. I think it needs to be, it's quite hard. So I think that's got a bit more ripening to do. So yeah, in India and in Bangladesh, they call this sitafol. So cherimoya is atafol, and this type of custard apple is called sitafol. And I did have a sitafol young sort of sapling that I brought back from Bangladesh, and I did feature it a couple of times in my videos last year. And it was a V-shaped sort of, I think it might have been, I don't think it was grafted. I think it was probably an air layer. It's quite a big size to it, but it never got past little bud stage. So it produced little leaf buds, but the leaves would never appear, and it was like that for over a year. In the end, I actually started to neglect it a little bit, and then it stopped producing the leaf buds. It dried out completely. But I'm going to have a go, see if I can get some seeds to germinate, and I'll do that in a separate video. So that's sitafol atamoya, and put that to one side. And then here I've got a big bag full of mangoes, and these are Fosli mangoes, and they're absolutely huge. Look at the size of these. So they were in a box, but I couldn't carry the box, and I had bought some other things. These I got from the Bangladeshi grocers. However, I visited the Bangladeshi grocers first, and the first shop, there's 3 in a row, the first shop would only sell me a box for $15.99, and they wouldn't sell them singularly. So I went next door, and the chap had the same boxes, and he had one box that was open with these fruit you know, there on display. So I said, could I buy just 2? Because I didn't want to buy the whole box, it was too expensive. So he said, okay. So weighing these 2 came to £9, so $4.50 each. They are, I would say, I'm not going to weigh them on the scale, but I would say there's roughly 1.5 kgs worth of mango there. Really, really big. So he said, you might as well get the box if you're paying £9 for 2. So I managed to sort of bargain with him and got it down to 13. So from $15.99 to 13. So I've saved a couple of quid on there, and that one's still got its stem attached. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of these mangoes fitted in what would, in an average size mango box, you get about 8. So these are like twice the size of a normal mango. And I have grown these in the past. I think 2 attempts I've had plants, and both the plants were polyembryonic, as opposed to, so they have more than one stem growing from one seed. Unlike the Amrapali, which is another Bangladeshi variety, and that just produces a single stem. So Fosli mangoes are very famous in Bangladesh. They're a late season, so these are only just appearing in the shops now. So they're late season mangoes, but prized for their size, and they are a good tasting mango. I'm not going to do a taste test of these. I will, however, do a separate video when I come to harvest the seed and plant, and maybe get, you know, one to germinate. So I'll do a separate video there. So just wanted to share with you, the viewers, my haul today on my mango, my kalo jam or jamun fruit, my atamoya. Can't get all 3. See if I can get all 3 in the shot. So there we have it. As I say, I'll do separate updates on all three. If I can get these to germinate, I will do separate videos on that. So thanks very much for watching, everyone. Take care. Bye bye.